I'm TJ here with Pedro at the Smash Lab. And Pedro, can you tell us the difference between traction on turf and traction on like regular baseball dirt or sand?
Yeah, it's a very good question because baseball is definitely played on a lot of different surfaces, both at the high level and as well as you get onto more at the youth level. And there are huge differences. So, you know, with the baseball surfaces, like even if you look at the infield versus the outfield, there's already huge differences there between a clay-based surface versus one that's dirt-based with grass. And then you have that other big jump where you start looking at turf surfaces that have rubberized pellets mixed into this grass here. And it's important to be able to test traction on all those different surfaces because you do see a wide range of traction values. In scenarios like this, well, I should say with the clay here, you actually, in the proper conditions, get excellent traction, but it's hard to get into. So you need something sharp to be able to penetrate that surface and then be able to be stuck in there as you're pushing off. Something like turf, the penetration is actually a little bit easier. It's easier to kind of dig in there and get that traction, but the stuff is looser, so you need a lot more spikes in order to be able to push off without that stuff moving
So
around.
if like Brock Holt or Alexander Bogaerts were out playing at the Trop,
Yep.
they would have a different cleat on?
Yeah, they potentially could, yeah, depending on their preference, but I would recommend having a different cleat depending on the surface based on the properties for sure.
Pedro, how would you say like the sun or rain affect turf versus like dirt or sand more?
Yeah, so the natural surfaces like the clay here that you see in the infields and the natural grass are affected quite a bit between how much sun it's getting, the moisture content, so how much water's in the soil, and also even just what the soil's made up of. So when you go from a very sunny, hot day where it's been baking in the sun, it's going to be quite different than when you've actually just you're playing after a rainstorm, for instance. Field turf, you can, because of the drainage and the materials that it's made out of, it won't hold as much water, and the properties tend to stay fairly consistent across all those different conditions. It's much tighter than what you see in natural surfaces, so it can give a player a more consistent field
So
to
in
play
some
on.
ways turf is kind of better for like the player?
From a consistency standpoint, it might be better. There's still some debate about which is better for your body in general from injuries, etc. But turf can definitely be much more consistent in terms of the properties that you're going to get out of it.